Welcome back, everybody. Today, let's talk quads. Let's do it. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to my channel. This is Big Norm's Training and Fitness. I'm Norm. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and like. Helps me out over here. And if you're already a subscriber, thanks for coming back. I know I've been off for probably a couple of days. I started a new job, so I apologize for that if you guys are waiting for the content to come out. Today we're going to talk quads. Just the front of the leg. I'm going to go over the exercises that I do, and I'm also going to go over all the exercises. What's the pros and cons, well, if you have injuries, how to work around it. But we're going to get deep into that. So, all right, let's get started. I'm going to wear my glasses because I have some notes that I'm going to go over. So we're going to talk about legs, but the front, the quadriceps, quads nicknamed. We are going to go over all the exercises, bad and good, pros and cons, and what my preference is. There's a whole array of leg workouts to do. Now, mind you, the legs are probably, besides back, the biggest muscle group on the body. If you don't have legs, you don't have a body. Not a complete one anyway. You really got to train legs. Legs is, I know it's tough. You can get sick. It makes you vomit. But you really, if you want to complete, if you're going to be a bodybuilder or any kind of fitness or athlete, you should really train your legs because it's the foundation of your body. It's the trunk from your tree. You got to build the legs. The quads is equivalent to the tricep of your arm, and the bicep is like the hamstring, which we'll talk about in another video. So I'm going to go over the various workouts to do for quads. Squatting is the most popular, especially when it comes to powerlifters. A lot of bodybuilders do it, but over the years, I noticed a lot of bodybuilders and pros are using a lot of machines, because there's a lot of machines now than opposed to like in the 80s, 70s, and all that. Correct squats will build your legs good, but once again, you risk balancing. You got to balance it. And you have to have really good form because you can get hurt. I mean, I've seen people, blow their legs out, twist their ankle. I've seen people shit their pants. I've seen a lot of things. I've tried squatting a couple of times, but I didn't have the form for it. And because the way I wasn't really flexible, so I couldn't grab the bar. I did do squats on the Smith machine, where all I had to do was grab it with one hand and just press. I didn't have to balance, and I press. My legs were good enough to compete, as you can see here. And I'm not discouraging you. If you want to squat, you squat. Go right ahead. Just be safe. Use knee wraps, but don't put them so tight. I made a mistake, and I wrapped so tight that I actually torn something in my knee. Just wrap it to support it and build the legs. I know the joints take longer, but build, wrap and just build slowly. I think I wrapped so tight just to cheat so I could put my weight on there, because you get like a good support, which is probably incorrect. So wrap your knee just for a little support, but don't go crazy like I used to, because then you'll pay for it later. My go-to was hack squat, because I could put my back on it and I could bring my hands here instead of having to worry about this, because this kind of hurt me a little bit. Wide leg press, because wide is going to work more the inside where the teardrop is. It's called a teardrop. If you look at a nice cut leg, the inner part of the quad actually looks like a teardrop, So that being said, you got squats, leg press, wide stance. You got Smith machine, same thing with squat. Now I've seen people put like nickels and dimes under the heel. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know why they did that. And I used to see people squatting barefoot. I know Arnold Schwarzenegger squatted barefoot. I don't know why they do that. I feel better with shoes for so I don't slide, and just to protect my foot. What if I drop a weight or clamp or something on my feet? I don't know. I guess you can do it. I'm not saying it's not a good idea. I didn't do it. I use shoes. Sometimes I should come in with boots on, lace up the boots really strong, and it gave me a lot of confidence for some reason. Then I eventually went into I wore sneakers. But squats, if you're gonna do squats, hopefully I have a good video for this. Your eyes have to be somewhere on the wall, and usually, because what happens is when you squat, when you go deep, right? Squatting, you go deep. It's like you're sitting on a toilet, but your head has to be up to keep your back straight. If you look like this, you kind of lean forward. So I was trained from a squatter to find a spot on the wall, preferably in the corner where it goes like this, and just keep staring at it as you're doing. This will force you to drop and then come back up, and drop and come back up. I tried it, like I said, a few times. It wasn't for me. I stuck to hack squat and leg press. Hack squat was my go-to, and then I eventually went to leg press. But I used to do wide leg press and then close, which I'll get into in a couple minutes. So squatting, that'll wrap up my limited knowledge on squatting. I don't have a lot of information on it, I'm not gonna lie, because I did not do squats. But I was able to build my legs in other ways, and I just hammered my legs as much as I could, and I was able to compete enough to win. So obviously my legs are good. I'm short, so I'm sure that's an advantage. When you're taller, it's hard. Like all my bodybuilding friends, we call them spaghetti legs or stringy legs, because it's tough for a tall person to build those limbs. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger had good legs, but they weren't great legs. Go back and look at it. They look good back then, but even in Pumping Video, if you watch Pumping Video, they actually make fun of his legs. Like his crew, they start making shots at Arnold's legs. It's kind of funny. So he didn't have the biggest legs, but his legs were good for the 60s and 70s. Today, if you try to compete with those legs, squatting, wide, press, wide, hack, wide. You're targeting inside. Remember I told you before about the arms? If you're trading outside, it's targeting inside. If you're trading inside, it's targeting the outside. So after you're done with the teardrop, which is wide, wide, then you're going to go, the second exercise will be close. Now, close, you don't want to do that with a squat, because now you're really having a hard time balancing. That you would go to either the squat, the hack squat, or the leg press. And you want to put your feet as high as you can on the right, depending on how tall you are. I see a lot of people doing this incorrect all the time, especially on the leg press. They put their feet. Where you put the plate here, where you put your feet on. If your feet are the lower your feet, the more pressure on your knees. You don't want that. So what I do when I'm short, I put my feet high, so it's less pressure on the knees. Because if you're compact, when you're down, and your knees, if your feet are low, it's going to put a lot of pressure on your knees. You don't want to do that. You want to put your feet high. And also on the Smith, and people can debate this and say, oh, you're not right. But from my experience and from what I've seen in the gym, when you're doing the Smith machine, that's the leg drop, comes down on you. You don't have to go all the way on these, because if you're this is coming down and your butt's starting to come up, now what? Now you're not even in the seat anymore. I threw my back out twice doing that, trying to go really heavy, trying to come back deep, and I threw my back out twice. Once I had to be carried out of the gym. So it's halfway down, or maybe like in a 90, not all the way. Once your butt starts moving, you should stop right there for safety reasons. That's as far as you go. Make sure you have a good spot. Make sure you have, the handles, you hold on the handle. So if you can't get it, you can, because you sometimes have pegs, and you can close it and then drop it and then have some guys help you pull it up. There's nothing more embarrassing or risky than having that whole thing sled drop on you. I mean, I've done some really heavy leg presses. I think my record for reps was 1,750 pounds, as you can see clearly in this video. It was a lot of weight, and it hurt a lot. But I didn't get hurt, thank goodness. But I went wide, high, and then when you go close, your feet should be 2 fists apart. When you put your feet up, you should be able to put both your fists in there. It shouldn't be touching, because the closer you are, the more your body's not balanced and supported. So 2 fists apart is good enough. Your feet should be outside of 2 fists. And then you put them up and then V them a little bit. So because when you stand up, your natural feet is this way. It's not this way because of your knees, the way the femur goes. So when you're this close, once you put the fist, put your feet out a little bit like that, and then do your sets. Always have a good spot. Same thing on the hack squat, or you can do leg like pin loaded machines. Sometimes I do those when I'm feeling lazy, or I can't get nobody to work out with me because nobody likes to work out hard anymore. I'm old school. I train hard, but I train safe. Before, I didn't train safe. I just trained hard. I was an idiot. But train smart. Train smarter and then harder, not the other way around. Otherwise, you're going to get hurt. So after you do that, right, you've got, now, I know I didn't go into reps and sets with you. You should probably be doing, for the first exercise, after you warm up, put your weights on a little bit at a time, warm up. And as you're warming up, your reps start to go down because you want to burn yourself out before you do your working set. Your working set is the ones you probably write down. I got, 300 for 8. Your number should be between 8 to 10. So you're going to do, let me see, 8 reps, probably 3 sets after the warm-up. And then when you go to the next exercise, which is close, whether it's the hack squat, leg press, do 3 sets. Your legs already warm, no more warming up. Go right to the machine, put all your weight on. Check your pad if you don't write it down, if you don't know it. And then do your sets, your 3 sets. Then I like to do, I remember how I told you before in previous video, I like to always end with a single movement. It causes my body to be even in my legs, because I don't want my legs to start pushing on one side. Good way to get hurt. So I'll do an extension single or a press single. What I do is I'll get on the machine, the sled with the pin loaded. Damn, I'm all in the gyms now. And I'll let one leg hang off and I'll press with the other leg. I'll start on my weak side, get 8 reps. Then I'll switch. So I'm already down. I usually do 4 exercises. You should typically do 4 exercises for the front of the leg. 4. It's a big muscle. You want to do an outside, an inside, a press, and then extension. The outside of it's like the tricep of your leg. When you're doing triceps, this is the triceps. So once again, 4 exercises for legs. 1 exercise, no matter what you want to do, you could do hack squat, leg press, squatting, Smith machine squat, wide. The next exercise, close. I wouldn't recommend any squatting for close. The close should be done on either the hack squat, the Cybex pin loader machines. The leg press is fine, but don't try to squat close. That's absurd. You'll get hurt. Don't do that. And then go to the extensions. When you raise your feet like this. Now you can do them single and double up on the single move. You can do, like when I do the sled, I might either just do them both together. Or one day I might do singles. I'll do my left side first. So I end up doing 2 singles at the end. 2 majors, 2 minors. Majors is like the big pushing and press, and then your extensions and your pressing back and forth. And that's typically what I don't normally do on there. Now, if you have any questions, obviously you can just comment me, or you can email me privately if you want, on maybe other exercises that I'm not mentioning, which I think I'm mentioning them all, but I know things have changed. There's new machines in the gym. So with that being said, that will be the quadricep workout. 2 outside, 2 inside, single push, single extension, or you could do them together. Whatever you want. You don't want to do 2 feet push because you just did that. So now you want to do an independent. Now at the end, if you want to do single extensions all together, it's okay because you already did a single, and that's your whole front of your leg. The next video will be the back, but that's the front. That's 4 exercises. So I'll do legs on Monday just to get it out of the way and try to my first day back and give it my all. Really, if you make your legs strong, that foundation, everything else just falls into place. All right, so once again, Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Like it if you felt this video was informative. If you're in the Rhode Island area, I suggest you visit the specialty company if you have any questions or you really want to take your training to the next level as far as nutrition wise, because that's the 90 part. What I'm teaching you right now, 10%. That's it. Maybe 15 because I'm giving you other information. But technically the training is 10%. The food that's going to give you the look is 90. And there's a place on Federal Hill, it's in my description. A guy named Joe Cummings. Anne-Marie also works there too. She does the food. She's also competed in a couple of categories. Very successful. Actually won the whole show in the J Color. Won the whole show one time. Real sweetheart. She cooks the foods that match the diets if you go on his meal plan. But you don't have to be on his meal plan to buy his products. You can go in there and you can buy some stuff, you know. But if you're really curious about really changing your body and you don't know what to eat or how to eat, let him go see him and let him deal with that. He'll tell you what to eat and how much. You do exactly what it says. You worry about the workouts. You and I will worry about the workouts. You come back to me and I'll teach you how to work out until you find a personal trainer, which I'm going to make a video on how to find the correct personal trainer who's going to teach you how to train correctly. So thank you guys for hanging in there. I apologize if it's really short. I'm trying to shorten them a little bit, just try to blow all this information out there. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video and share it if you think this was informational for your legs. Recap. Legs, right? Quads, front of the legs. 4 exercises. 2 wide. No, I'm sorry. 1 wide, 1 close, 1 single push-in, 1 extensions. That's your exercises. That's your legs. All right. Hope you guys have a good time. I love doing all this stuff. I get excited. Sorry, I'm so hyper. Drink some coffee. I gotta go to the gym. 1 o'clock my training. I'm back to training, so I know I look a little soft, and I got some stuff. I don't know. I look a little soft. You don't look like the pictures in the back. I know. I'm working on it. I'm getting older. So, anyways, how do I leave you guys? Train hard. Train safe. Eat hard, but eat healthy. I'll talk to you guys next time.